Hello, beautiful magicians, and welcome to day 24 of Manifesting Miracles. And before we get into the card today, I was intuitively nudged to share a bit of information and also check in with everybody to see how you are doing during this full moon. And you can feel the effects of the full moon 3 days before and 3 days after. And if you charge any of your crystals or cards, you can also do that within that window as well. But the second part of this, and I have to preface this by saying I am not a doctor. This is just something that I have noticed, you know, for many years. And I was urged to share this tip for those of you who may be beginning your journey, especially when it comes to energy. And sometimes we know that if we run into, energy that we have pulled in from others or anything that might be going on universally, planetarily, moon, anything like that, it can also cause physical pain outside of just, sometimes emotional dysregulation. And not saying that it can be the only cause of it, but it can be one cause of it, especially if we're really pulling in a lot of energy from other people and we don't realize that it's happening. So one trick and tip that I have is start your day. 3 to 5 minutes is all it takes. Really imagine grounding yourself. And if you're not a visual person, you can just talk through this process. Imagine you being filled in with light, really grounding the roots going down to the earth and putting yourself in a protective bubble or a protective egg of that light, and set the intention that you will not take on the energy of others. This can happen even if you're in a job where you're not physically around people. This can happen if you're in a job where you are checking emails all day, on the phone all day. You don't have to physically be around somebody else to pick up their energy too. And it's just a way to really help keep you grounded and safe in your own energy. And so I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't going to share that. I was going to put it in a completely separate video, but I was pushed to make that first priority today. So I listened, and I just heard that there's a lot of people that sometimes experience physical pain and don't really quite understand why. And a lot of times it can come from what we're picking up from other people. So you don't have to only do it just in the morning. You can do it anytime throughout the day. So that was Spirit's extra message for today. And let's go ahead and get into the card. For day 24, we have, I can change my patterns when I change my mind about them. And this is really more about awareness around what our patterns are. Physical patterns, mental patterns, thought patterns. Some people are very, very rigid and like to have set schedules. Some people just kind of go with the flow and do things as they come in. But this is also about what we're thinking, what things that we say, ways we react. And this is saying to really bring awareness into the patterns that you have right now. And if there's patterns that were keeping you safe before, are they still keeping you safe now? Because as we grow and evolve as, humans and spiritual beings, some of those patterns don't serve us anymore. And when we really pay attention, we may find that some of the things we were doing to keep us safe and protected, we don't need to do them anymore. We can move forward and drop those patterns, and we will still be safe. I'm hearing hypervigilance right now. So if there's anybody who is very hypervigilant in your thoughts and you're trying to figure out and think of every single scenario or timeline that could possibly happen, this is saying that you can lay the sword down, and it is safe to drop that pattern of trying to think of every single scenario. That it is okay to trust that everything will work out in your favor. That is much easier said than done. I understand that myself because I am a hypervigilant person, and that waxes and wanes as well. And also for some of you who I feel like may be really struggling right now with time. For some reason, I'm also hearing time. Like you feel like you're really fighting against the clock. take a little bit of this. Actually, this takes a lot of awareness and a lot of discipline. But where can you remove yourself from really checking the clock all the time, or making yourself feel okay with the amount of time it's taking you to do something, get things done, get places at the time where you need to be there, and trust that you'll get there when you need to be there. And that's not just physical places, that's also different, getting different places in life as well. Um, that was really strong. And it's just all about growing and evolving. And as we notice different patterns and we bring in that awareness around the patterns that we have, we can then choose to keep the pattern and continue with it. Or if it is no longer serving and we find, yeah, that's really not holding any basis for me anymore, I don't need to do that anymore, then you can drop the pattern and move on with a new way of being, and fill that space in with new energy and new life, and breathe something new into yourself. So that's what we have for day 24. It's kind of a mixed message there with that one, but it was kind of neat. And so again, we got two messages in one. And if as I've said all month, if you would like to join the private live in February, where it's just a small, intimate group of people, let me know. Put a purple heart emoji in the comments. And if you've been with me so far this month, I would love to hear back from you guys. Any epiphanies you've had, anything that's come up, any changes that you might have made, or thought patterns, things like that have changed for you, any new awareness. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thank you all for being here with me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, evening, or night, wherever you are. Bye.